Welcome to Atlanta Tarot. This is the tarot forecast for Aquarius for the month of April 2022. So your element this month, Aquarius, or the element, is fire. So we're in the sign of Aries, and you are in your third house, which is the house of teaching, learning, being down to earth. It's also a point at which you can expand and grow. So all those sorts of things will be the theme this month. Energy around is judgment. So karmic debts have been paid, slate is wiped clean, onwards and upwards. So let's focus on what's here, keeping in mind growth, learning, teaching, all that sort of very earthy energy, but very much energy that can propel you forward in a manner of speaking. And because you are group people, you're very much about the group. It will be, I feel like it'll be a good month for you either way. Right, where you are right now. Page of Wands, so good news is on the way to you. Something you're waiting for, a letter, perhaps a letter, some sort of communication that you've been waiting for is on the way. It's also a precursor, the Page of Wands, to start building, and it's a fire sign, so it's all about sort of moving forward with new projects, getting things done, and they are indeed going to bring you a lot of gain in all sorts of ways, but especially in terms of where you want to go, where you want to be, new projects, teaching, learning, all that kind of business is very much where you are at the moment. So what a nice way to start off. Let's see the influencing card. So this card, as we know, not only influences this where you are right now, but it influences the entire reading. And we have the Chariot. So the Chariot's all about emotional discipline. It's about getting everything in order before you set off on a journey, so to speak, whatever that journey is. But it's all about just disciplining yourself so it fits in well with the house you're in at the moment. And June, July will be quite important with this card, because it's the card of Cancer. So something, working towards something, then some sort of journey, but it can also be you just starting something and knowing that discipline must be adhered to in order to get where you want to go. But emotional discipline is difficult, but however, there it is. And this, as I said before, will affect the whole reading, and it's a major card, so it's a major happening for you. Really nice, actually, Aquarius there. Let's see what was going on in February, March for you. So the time of Pisces, very emotional, deep time. And we have the King of Coins. So the King of Coins, he's the mentor. He can be, look, you can negative and positive these cards how you wish. So this person sits above. It's very much male, earthy sort of energy. Maybe he has been a mentor, or maybe he hasn't been a mentor that you expected. So therefore he's important in where you are at the moment. So if he hasn't been much of a mentor, then it's up to you to sort of get on and do it yourself, if you know what I mean. However, if he has been, then that's really, he's sort of influenced you to get to where you want to go. It's a strong male, sort of earthy energy as well, if we're just talking about the energy of it. But it's also about, the King of Coins is very much about starting a project and indeed finishing it, and he doesn't mind how long it takes to get it done. He's very much an architect of his own sort of journey and his own progress and what he wants in life, and he always gets it done. So he sits there for positive or negative for you, but nevertheless it looks like it's going to spur you on, Aquarius, because you're not ones to shy away from a challenge at all. Recent influences, and we have strong independent, mainly female energy, but also can be applied to males. It's a card of completion, but a job well done. Once again, it's very earthy energy with coins. So really sort of looking back and just taking that energy and moving forward with it, knowing that you're doing really well. But what's coming next? What's your next challenge? This one always spurs you on to what's next as well. So using that same energy you got to where you are now to get you on to the next project. The lesson you'll be learning in this time is the 10 of coins. So a fair bit of coins energy, very stable, very much teacher-student as well, learning lessons or teaching lessons to people. This is sort of very much a stable card. It's a legacy card as well. It's about you sort of having achieved quite a good standing and status for yourself. It follows the 9 to the 10, which is also a really nice sequence of events to know that you are indeed quite stable in what you're doing and where you're going, and it's going to lead you to more stability in the long run. So it's really a very, very promising, positive card, Aquarius. Doing well on the earthly plane. Okay, let's see what's coming in the near future. So we're talking first week of April, which is indeed next week. And we have the Tower. So letting go of all manner of, it's the use by date card basically, Aquarius. So whatever's gone before, structures, namely with the Tower, because it is indeed a structure as you can see. It's also a card of, this structure is sort of a bit flimsy and corroding and falling apart. So it's about getting rid of things that no longer work for you and replacing them with a new lens on life, so to speak. So it's the use by date. So demolish that and start to build something new, because this no longer is sustainable for you. This structure of the Tower, as you can see, it's falling down, struck by lightning. It's old, and the sort of whole meaning of it is that it's no longer sustainable. Certain key elements to your life that you are still relying upon, and that they don't fit anymore. So demolish. Major card. Okay, so let's see what's happening that you're not realizing. And we have the 8 of Swords. So do not, now you're not realizing this, but at the same token, don't give your personal power away. In short, don't say yes when you mean no. Learn to sort of make a line in the sand there. Don't be giving yourself away to people just because it's easier to say yes, and people pleasing. It's not the time for people pleasing. It's the time for you to get on with what your projects and your goals are, especially. So remember that, Aquarius. This card, this position is always really strong, and in most readings, in my opinion, this is the key card to what we need to really focus on in like, for example, in a monthly reading. Don't give your personal power away. And it's a very Aquarian energy too. It's a mind energy. It's a manipulated energy. It can be, people can sort of sway you around to their way of thinking one way or the other. Okay, how others see you. And we have the Knight of Wands, which is very much stepping up a gear. Travel perhaps is on the cards for a lot of us now. It's a possibility again, thank goodness me. Very much things going from quite a stagnant energy that was the feeling in Pisces time, very watery, very emotional, very stagnant. It depends on your opinion, but this is really stepping it up a gear in life in the fast lane. So this is other people seeing you as really sort of moving on with things, getting things done, planning things, really using action rather than just sort of sitting in your head going, oh, will I, won't I? This is the action card. It's a messenger card too, to get your skates on and get moving, which you're well known for, Aquarius. You're a very fast-moving sign. But then conversely, you can get in your head a bit too, and then that becomes a bit too much, which sort of, keeps you sort of stuck. Okay, let's see what you're feeling positive about. The happy home card, consolidation, things all doing well. Number 4 card is always about consolidating things. It's an action card as it's wands as well. So we've got a few wands in here, which is always good for an Aries or a fire sign time. And all about sort of just moving through that gateway to the next level you're going to. I always call this a gateway card, as well as the happy home card. But feeling consolidated in yourself and where you're going and your goals. So it's really important, and you're feeling that right now. You're feeling quite positive about everything. So the final outcome, and we have having a bit of a rest at the end, but just sitting back, having got the project off the ground or whatever it is you're particularly gunning for, and then sitting back and observing and just observing the whole story, having a bit of rest. Be careful, Wands energy, you can tend to burn out, and then you need to sort of have a bit of restorative, meditative time. Usually just from burnout, from a lot of physical energy being exerted. But it's a good card too. You're still in life, but you're just sitting back. You're just sort of spectating rather than participating. Let's have a look at your message card. Nice reading though, Aquarius. Just getting on with stuff. Learning, teaching, down to earth. Just getting on with things. Doing well as you normally do in life, and not giving your personal power away. The message is wisdom. Know well what leads you forward and what holds you back, and choose the path that leads to wisdom. As the Buddha taught, wisdom is the actual means by which we can purify ourselves. Just knowing this brings calmness and then faith, and eventually it brings the truth to light. So a nice card to finish off with. Thank you very much for listening, Aquarius. Have a great 4 weeks.